Alrighty, let's take a look at question number 3. On question 3, you've been assessed on how to add fractions. In this particular case, we're looking at how to add fractions with unlike denominators. That brings up an important fact or point that you want to remember, which is as follows. Recall, in order to add or subtract fractions, you have to meet a specific condition, okay? In order to add or subtract fractions, the denominators must be what? The denominators must be equal. They must be equal to that number called the lowest common denominator divisor, okay? They must be equal to the LCD. All right, so let's take a look at the formulas for adding and subtracting fractions. These are also included in our must-know formulas to do well on the Accuplacer exam. So if you're adding two fractions with identical denominators, so let's say a over b plus c over b, how do you do it? You add or subtract the numerator and you keep the denominator. Okay? Now what if you're adding two fractions with different denominators, a over b plus c over d. So let's say that the denominators are co-prime. All right, let's say they have no common factor, no factor in common. Alrighty, so in a scenario like that, all you have to do is basically make the denominators identical. All right, so in order to do that, you're just going to multiply a over b by this denominator right here. So it's going to be AD times BD plus, and then you multiply the denominator on the left by the fraction on the right, CB plus, we can also write that as BD. DB and BD are the same thing since multiplication commutes. All right, this is assuming that the denominators have no common factors. If they have a common factor, then of course you will have to find the LCD, which will involve that common factor appearing just once. We'll see an example in a second, okay? So in this particular case, you make the denominators equal first, and then you proceed to apply the formula up here, combine the numerator, and keep the denominator. Alrighty, so that's exactly how you add fractions. Now let's attack the problem. We want to find out what is 2 over 10 plus 8 over 100. You can't just add the top and the bottom. You get 10 over 110, which is wrong. The denominators must be identical first, all right? So how do we make the denominators identical? Well, we have to find the LCD of 10 and 100. What is the smallest number that 10 and 100 can go into evenly? So the LCD of 10 and 100 is going to be 100. Why is that? Well, because 10 happens to be a factor of 100. So the smallest number that these two can go into evenly is the bigger of the two, since the smaller is a factor of the bigger. Easy way to do it. Okay? All right. Now let's go ahead and alter this fraction, expressing the first fraction as an equivalent fraction with the same denominator as the second. To accomplish that, you just multiply by 10 because 10 times 10 is 100. Alrighty, so we're going to have 20 over 100 plus 8 over 100. Now that the denominators are identical, we can go ahead and add just the numerator. Don't add the denominator, please. Just add the numerator and keep the denominator. That's how you add fractions. And you have the unreduced form is 28 over 100. Of course, you can reduce that to 7 over 25, but we're looking for the intermediate form. The answer to question number 3 is option letter B. Thanks so much for taking the time to watch this presentation. We really appreciate it. If you found the contents of this presentation helpful in your preparation for the upcoming Accuplacer, do give us a thumbs up. Your positive feedback is very valuable to us. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. We upload math tutorials to our page on a regular basis, so go ahead and do that. And as indicated earlier, questions or comments should be included in the comment section below, and we will try our best to respond. To gain access to other valuable resources, including our interactive practice tests, take a look at our website at mathgotserved.com, or you can just take a look at the links in the description below. Thanks again for watching, and have a wonderful day. Goodbye.